All right. There, now I've got everybody's faces where I can see them. That's perfect. All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Hello.
Hope you're all
Jill.
feeling fantastic.
Yeah. Jill,
Yep.
can I just mention something quickly before you start?
Sure, David.
My left shoulder isn't acting too well. It's like semi-frozen or something. I'm not too sure. So some of the exercises I may not do properly because this hand I can't use it 100%.
Yeah, of course you have to listen to your body and do what feels best for you.
I don't quite know what's wrong. I'm still trying to find out. Yeah.
Okay, no worries at all.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay, team, we're going to start with a couple different breathing exercises today. That'll, one, help us get really warmed up. Two, it's really going to start working those lungs. And it's things that I want you to practice on your own as well. So to start, we're just going to do a couple of our regular deep breaths just to get into the pattern. So we're just breathing in, trying to fill up the belly, and then breathing out steadily through pursed lips. Okay, so breathe in and out through pursed lips. Feel free to have a hand on your belly if that helps you. Breathe in, out through pursed lips. Breathe in, out through pursed lips. Now I want us breathing out for 4 to 5 seconds. So breathe in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the best that you can. Breathe in, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, breathe in, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now the challenge is going to be to breathe in for 4 seconds and out for 5 or 6. And we're going to combine this with the arm movement, which does help our respiratory muscles work. So we're going to breathe in again for about 4 seconds as you pull your hands apart, breathing out for 5 to 6 seconds as we breathe out. Ready? So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But go at your own pace. Don't force yourself to do that time. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now what I'm going to get you to do is we're going to lift up one arm as we breathe in for 3 to 4 seconds, depending on your capacity. Then we're going to hold. So it's a breath in, hold, 2, and then exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, and relax. We're going to repeat that. I just want to make clear that the hold, once you inhale, you fill up your lungs. The hold is just a brief pause where you're pausing with your lungs full of air. And then we exhale. And when your lungs are, kind of empty, we're holding those empty lungs before our next inhale. That's what the hold is. It's a pause to work on that, your breathing capacity. Okay. So we're going to do just a couple more rounds of that. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shake it out. Awesome. So that's one I would encourage you to practice. Those little pauses and can be really good at, again, building up your lung capacity and your breathing ability. It can help strengthen those breathing muscles as well. And as you get better at it, you might be able to hold for 4 seconds on each end, or you can increase your breath in and breath out. Okay, so a couple different ways to do that. Now, put your hands not on your belly, more find your hip bones and then kind of just go right on the inside. So you're kind of halfway between your belly button and your hip bones, okay? And now you're gonna just let out a little fake laugh. Ha! Your chance. Ha ha. Now, do you feel that tightening?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when we laugh or cough, and the reason I didn't get you to fake cough is because we didn't need to set anyone off today, but that when you kind of laugh or cough, your core tenses up to help support you, to help stiffen your spine so your diaphragm can do the work. So what we're going to practice is, can we activate our core? So feel free to kind of do that a couple times so you get that kind of flexion feeling in your abdomen. Okay, you don't want to be bracing yourself as hard as you can. We don't need that, but see if you can consciously, and then without the fake laugh, can you tighten those muscles just a little bit so it firms up? So you can kind of flex and unflex, flex and unflex. So my body's not moving. Some people find it helpful to think about you're trying to pull your belly button towards your back. Some people find it easier if you feel like you're trying to pull your hip bones together. Okay. Can everyone get that feeling? Yeah. Okay. And it doesn't feel like you're straining. It's like you're just making a fist. The muscles work to make a fist, but we're not clenching as hard as we can. Same thing here. The muscles are working to tighten, but we're not clenching as hard as we can. Now, clench and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Okay, so clench and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Now we're going to clench and inhale, and I want you to maintain that clench as you inhale. And we're going to inhale for, let's aim for 4 seconds and out for 4 seconds. Okay, ready? So clench and inhale 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, and then unclench, take a breath, and then clench, breathe in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, unclench, take a breath to reset. And then once more, clench, breathe in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, unclench, reset breath. Last one, clench, breathe in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, and relax. Now, was that more challenging than you expected?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you kind of clench, it's often hard to maintain that activation as you breathe in. And the reason for that, did some of you feel that it was harder to clench as you were breathing in?
Nope.
It's harder
No.
to breathe as you clench.
And it's hard to take a breath as you clench. And the reason for that is your diaphragm, right, which just sits under your rib cage and is one of your main breathing muscles. A lot of people, their diaphragm kicks in to tighten to support your core when you activate your core. And the problem with that, as some of you just felt, is your diaphragm can't do two jobs effectively. So it's harder to breathe in because it's trying to help you stabilize your core, but now it also needs to help you breathe. And it's important to practice those kinds of things because it's telling your diaphragm, hey, I need you to just focus on breathing. Let the rest of the core muscles stabilize the spine. Does that make sense?
Made my ribs hurt on the right-hand side.
On the right-hand side?
Yeah, in here.
Was it a sharp pain?
Yeah,
Or does it feel tired?
no. It's like
Sharp.
when I'm getting pneumonia and you take a deep breath and it's like, ow, one of those.
Gotcha. So
I'll
some
do
of that
it.
could have been the muscle, could have been the muscle from just expanding through that rib cage, not quite used to it. Did it feel like you were straining to clench your core?
Probably. Probably.
Okay. Okay, because that's really key is really learning. It's really easy to activate a muscle when you clench with all your might. You know, so if I get you guys to push your hands together, pretend you have a walnut between your hands, you're just trying to crush it. And you push and you push and you push and you push. Well, you can feel those muscles working, right?
Right.
Because it's maximum effort. But
Yeah.
now if you just kind of push your hands together and push them together just hard enough that you feel the activation of the muscle, that's a lot harder. So it's just building that awareness and the communication between your brain and the muscle, where that's how people are able to do kind of cool things with their muscles. Like an extreme example would be, you've seen people do the wave with their belly.
Mhm.
A lot of belly dancers are really good at that control of all of their core muscles. They can individually move them. So when we do that exercise of trying to tighten your core, you really got to be conscientious that you're not trying to strain as hard as you can, because that's not good. You just want to learn how to activate it and still breathe normally. And we're going to practice that all class. So all the movements we do today, I really want you paying close attention to, okay, my core is tight, but not too tight. I can feel the muscles working. And once in a while, you just have to pat yourself, go, yeah, okay, that's a little bit tight. Okay, but you're still able to maintain your breath.
Well, I didn't
Yeah.
feel any effort in that, but I've got a diaphragm that doesn't work on one side. Is that effective?
So again, sometimes it's not a big enough effort for your brain to recognize it, unless you're paying super, super close attention, you're used to it. And let's just start lifting and lowering our heels. And that's where I tell you guys, check. Your brain might not be able to notice because it's going, well, it's not a strong enough muscle contraction for your brain to pay attention to it. But if you poke, you go, and then you relax, you go, okay, that's a bit more soft. And then you clench a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit tighter. Perfect. I know I'm doing it right. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. It's one of those funny things where sometimes exercise is about building the communication between your brain and muscles and building that body awareness versus just feeling a sensation. Okay. And that's what I tell, I've got some clients that are your, go gym goers, and they always are chasing the feeling super out of breath and feeling sore the next day. Well, because those are sensations that you notice, but it's not an indication necessarily of a good workout. Okay. And we sometimes go through this too, where that's why the rest times we give you is important, so that you actually recover and can come back and do more effort. Yes, you might feel like you're doing more because you're really out of breath if you don't take a rest. But that's not a sensation of hard work. It's just a sensation of being tired. Okay. All right. So from here, tighten that core. And again, check. Don't rely on your brain telling you, yep, it's tight, because that's probably you're tightening it too much. Just check. pat it. Okay, and then let's start swinging our arms. So now we've got 3 tasks here. Your core muscles are engaged. You're maintaining your breathing pattern, and you're starting to move your arms. Now let your core muscles kind of loosen. And like just fully loosen. You'll notice you might kind of slump in your chair a little bit. You might now be rocking a little bit more side to side. So now again, engage the core muscles a little bit. You might find yourself sitting up a little bit taller. Might find yourself with less sway as you pump your arms. So these are all little cues that your core is engaged versus just feeling the muscle. Good. So again, focus on that breathing pattern. Good. All right, now rest the arms and start lifting one leg at a time. And if lifting the leg is too much, feel free to lift just the heel. But can we keep our core engaged as one knee at a time lifts up? Can we maintain our breathing pattern? Excellent job, everybody. Good, we're going to work hard at building that body awareness today, get more in tune with what our body's telling us. Good, okay, and relax there. Okay, let's put it all together. We're going to march, arms and legs moving if you can. So again, core is engaged. Breathing pattern is going smooth and steady. Excellent. Well done, team. So keep breathing out through pursed lips. Remember, that does help get all the used up air out of your lungs. So there's more room for new incoming air. Good, and shake it out. Okay, so one way we're really understanding, that bit of engagement of the muscles and how it can help us is for balance. Anytime I feel off balance, if I have to walk across, I'm worried about the sidewalk being a little bit slippery or anything like that, I automatically tighten my core hard.
Oh,
Because I've done so much practice with that kind of stuff. So if you're going to stand, great. Make sure you have balance support close by. If you're not comfortable standing, I'm just going to get you to start with either one foot lifted, and you're welcome to sit on a rolled up towel or a pillow to add a little bit of extra instability if you're seated, okay? If you're standing, you've got 2 options. You're either going to just lift up your heel, so it's just the toe barely touching, and your other leg, you're trying to put as much weight on that leg as possible, so you could almost lift up that foot. If you're comfortable with it, fully lift it up. Okay, now we're going to slowly, again, if you're not lifting your foot fully off the ground, you're slowly lifting up your heel and then back down. If you're lifting all the way, you're going to lift, pause, and down. Now I want you conscientious of, can you engage your core? And it does help with your balance. If you can maintain your steady breathing pattern, engage your core, and work into your balance, it helps. The other thing that helps is engaging your glutes, but we haven't talked about that much today or at all. Good. Let's see if we can do one more. Excellent. Now we're going to switch legs. So again, you're either just offloading till just the toe is barely touching, or you can fully lift up that leg and then back down. Please make sure you have balance support within touching distance. Good. Tighten up that core. And you can try it. Try not even thinking about your core. And as soon as you start wobbling, tighten it. Good. How's everybody feeling, team?
Good.
Okay.
Good. I'm seeing some thumbs up. Just okay. We got to be feeling 200%. Good. All right. Rest there. Okay, who felt the difference in their balance?
I did. I did.
You did? Nice. And that doesn't mean everyone's going to notice the difference, especially not just one time of doing it. But I would recommend practicing that, especially as you kind of go to turn around or reach up for something. Bracing, kind of engaging your core can really help with all those movements.
Right.
So now what we're going to do, and you're not going to be very happy to hear it, but we're only going to do half the number that you complained about. We're going to do 15 sit to stands.
That's
Okay.
a bonus.
That's a bonus.
Huh?
But what I want you to do, actually, let's start. We're going to do 3 sets of 5. So you're going to go through 5 as slow and controlled as you can. And then we're going to pause. I'm going to add in some tips. So do just 5 as slow as you can. Good. And remember, if you're not comfortable standing up, that's okay. You're going to push your feet into the ground hard as if you're about to stand up, and then you can relax them. Good. Okay. So you did 5. Perfect. Okay, so now for your next 5, I want you to engage your core the whole time.
Mm.
Okay. So what I want you to think about is have your hands out in front of you and don't let your hands move. So pretend you can even cup your hands. I'm all about visuals. I do better with visuals. So you can cup your hands and pretend you're holding some water and you don't want to spill any. Okay. So if you're going to stand up nice and smooth and not spill any water, go slow. Can you engage your core? Okay, so hold that water in your hands and don't let any drop. And again, we're just doing 5. Good. Okay, that was about 4. Tighten that core. Good, and breathe. Don't lose your breathing pattern. Excellent. Woo! Okay, which was easier or harder? Did you notice a difference?
No.
It's easier with your core engaged.
Much easier.
It is. It is. So when you engage your core, again, we talked about how it stiffens the spine. It gives you because your spine is now stiff and stable, you're able to put out more power, strength through your legs. Okay. So now the last 5, grab your weight. And I want you to hold your weight out in front of you. And again, don't let it drop or lift up. Can you keep it level with your chest, straight out, not moving? And if you've got a sore back, pull the weight in close to you. Okay. And if you're just staying seated, you're just pushing your feet into the ground and relaxing. Push your feet into the ground and then relax. Good. Excellent. There we go. There was your 5. How did that feel?
Good.
Much easier than last time.
Yeah. And the reason for that is with the weight automatically, your body automatically engages your core more so than without a weight.
Okay.
Because that's how it has to do that in order to accomplish the task. Okay. So we're going to do a couple different movements following that. Really focused on engaging your core. So what I would like to see now is with your weight, we're going to hold it at your shoulder. Now, for some of you, holding your shoulder open is going to be easier on your shoulder. And for some of you, you're going to want to keep your elbow tucked in and don't go all the way up. That's going to feel better on your shoulders. So you just have to kind of figure it out. If you can't go all the way up, that's okay. Just go part way, hold for a little bit longer, and then bring it back down. You can also hold on to it with both hands. If you hold on to it with both hands, take your elbows and tuck them in. Okay. Now, the little catch is you've got to engage your core and maintain your breathing pattern the whole time. Okay, ready? And up, 2, 3, that core is tight. Down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. 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 Core engaged. Down, 2, 3. Last one. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Switch arms. Great job, team. How's the core engagement going? You feel it? Now remember, you might not be able to actively feel it, especially now that the sensation of your arm muscles is greater than your core. So feel free to just put your hand here and just feel those muscles tighten up, right? Make it so that you can feel it. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Up as you breathe out, 3, down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Good. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, and rest. So you can put the weight to the side, and if you have a stretchy band, you can grab that next. Okay, how's everybody feeling? Are we maintaining our breathing pattern?
Yeah.
Good, excellent. Make sure you're grabbing a sip of water throughout as well. So we're just gonna take the band, you're gonna put it around the bottoms of your feet. I think you can see my feet, but I've just got my toes pointed straight up. Okay, so I'm bracing through my heels. We're gonna lean forward slightly. And again, you're gonna engage your core as you pull your elbows back, hold, and then bring them back down. If you feel comfortable and balanced standing and want to make it harder, I would undo the band first, but you can step on the band. And you can bend over from here. It's just very important that you don't round your back. You stick your bum out and have your chest up. Okay, so this is a harder movement if you would like to try that. Okay, ready. Engage your core and pull the band. Pull, hold, and back down. 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 Pull, hold. So again, we're tightening that core as we pull and as you breathe out. Then breathe in as you lower the hands back down. Breathe out as you pull. Breathe in as you lower back down. It's more important to tighten the core on the point of exertion. So the exertion in this movement is the pull. Good. Once more. Good. And relax there. How'd that feel, team?
Good.
Good.
Oh boy, hey? Oh boy. Still have the band under your feet. I haven't removed it yet, and we're just going to cross it over. I'm going to bring my feet in a little bit closer together. Make sure that the band between your feet, it's not super, super tight. There's a tiny bit of slack between your feet, because what we're going to do now is I've pulled it across, and now I'm going to slide my foot out and back. Slide my foot out and back. Now, against resistance here, when I go to slide, I'm going to slide my right foot out. My left leg needs to push down into the ground. Otherwise I have to use my back to help. But if I push down through my left leg, I can keep the rest of my body still. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So both legs have a job to do. Push down with one as the other moves and bring it back. Now, if that step is too much for either your back or just for your body today, then I want you just to think about trying to pull your knees apart. Watch my knees. They don't move very far. Pull the knees apart and bring them back in. And don't pull out to where your feet move. My feet stay still. They just pull out and back in. Okay, so that is an option here. Remember to engage your core. All right, let's go. We've got 10 steps per foot. Ready, and step 1. Good. Step 2. Helpful to breathe out. Don't let the leg just slingshot back. Be in control. Out. 3. Out. 4. out, 5, out, 6, out, 7, out, 8, out, 9. Good. Your other foot is pushing down into the ground. Out. 10. 9, 10,
And
10,
10. 9,
10,
10.
12. All right. Other foot and out. 1. Remember to breathe out as you push out. 2. Out. 3. Out. 4. Out. 5. Good. Out. 6. Good. Out. 7. Out. 8. Out. 9. And out. 10. Good. Shake out the legs. Brilliant. All right, you can unhook yourself from that band if you're using one today. All right, we're gonna repeat a couple of those exercises, starting with the sit to stands. Aim to do 15. Do what you can. Remember to engage your core. Ready? Off we go. And remember, if you're staying seated, just press your feet into the ground. And then relax. So push your feet into the ground as if you're about to stand up. I'm not leaning forward, but I'm actually just pushing my feet to almost get me out of the chair, and then relax, okay? Good. Making sure you're breathing out and tightening your core on exertion. Good. Good work. Good. Make sure we're breathing out on the exertion, team. You can breathe in as you come back down. Do what your body is capable of today. Good. You may have noticed I'm not actually standing up and sitting down. I'm just listening to my body, the state of my knee, and I'm just pushing my feet into the ground. So do what is challenging but doable for you today. Good. All right. So that was 15 for me. Looks like a lot of you are kind of around the same. If you've got a couple more to do, please feel free to finish it off. Okay, you want to get your full workout in today. Did you guys miss me?
Sure,
Yes, we did.
sure, why not?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Grab your weight again. We've got that overhead press. If you were finding that, you know what, my shoulder and arms are really not liking this today, you do have the option of just pushing out in front of you.
okay.
And if you have a band, the line of pull is better. So you can just get the band around your back, like we have in some past classes, underneath your armpits, and push your hands forward. It's going to work similar muscle groups without going overhead. Okay. All right. Tighten the core on exertion, and we're going up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. 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 Down, 2, 3. And up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Switch hands. Ready, and up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. 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 Brilliant. All right, the weight can go to the side. If you've got a band, this is where we're gonna grab it, get it
Hey, Jill.
around your feet.
Jill.
Yes.
I have a question for you. What weight is your this thing?
The one I use
Yeah.
for classes, I use a 5-pound dumbbell.
Oh, because I've got a 3.
There you
Okay.
go. So a good rule of thumb is you should be able to do 10 and feel like it was challenging, but you're able to do more.
Okay. Okay.
If you
thank
feel like you can do 10 of them and you feel it a little bit, but not really, then it's time to increase the weights. If you feel like you're straining to do 10, then the weight is too heavy.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. No problem at all. Okay, so you got the band around your feet. We're leaning forward slightly. Yes, I gave you the standing option. You're welcome to do that. Engage your core and exhale as we pull. You're going to pause and then breathe in to reset your arms. Breathe out and pull. Pause. Reset your arms. Good. Pull. That's 3. And down. Pull. That's 4. And down. Pull. 5. And down. Pull. 6. And down. Pull. 7. And down. Pull. 8. And down. Pull. 9. And down. And pull. 10. And down. Now keep the band under your feet. Wrap it around your legs. I like to cross it over. Your band is long enough. And then I like to push against my leg so I don't have to just grip it. Use my legs to support. All right, now remember, one foot pushes down as the other steps out to the side and brings it back. So it shouldn't feel like your upper body is moving. It shouldn't feel like your back is doing the work. We're doing 10. This is 2. Good. 3. 4. Still breathing out as we step out. 5. 6, 7, 8. Good. 9 and 10. Excellent. Switch sides, stepping out, other leg pushes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. Brilliant job, everybody. All right, now I'm just going to get you to either step or march in place. You can just swing your arms and lift your heels. I want just a low intensity movement. Okay, so it shouldn't feel challenging to do. Just a little bit of work here. And this is a little bit of active recovery. So letting your muscles recover through a little bit of movement. And that's why I want it light. I don't want you feeling at all breathless. So find a movement that even, if it's just swinging one arm at a time, that's great. Choose a movement that doesn't make you breathless. It's just a little bit of work. Okay. Good. Now we covered a lot today. So as we just keep our bodies moving lightly before stretch time, is there any questions?
Yeah, it's just a different way of looking at things, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that it brings us back to exercising and moving with purpose, where you get a lot out of it, but it is more work, especially mentally.
Mhm.
It's all about the effort you put in. Yeah, so that's an excellent point, Rick. Thank you.
Can I ask you?
Any?
You know,
Yes.
I've got the shoulder that seems to suddenly sort of, there's a pain in it, and I'm not too sure why. Would you recommend that I see a physio, or who would you recommend that I go and see about that?
Yeah, physio is awesome. They'll
Okay,
take
all
a
right.
look at it, they'll assess it for you, and then they'll give you things to help.
Fine. Okay. All right. Thanks.
No problem. Let me know how it goes.
Thank you.
Good. Was there any other aches and pains throughout today's class? No? That's good to hear. That's the only time where silence to a question is awesome.
Jill, I was a latecomer this morning, and I apologize for that. So I didn't catch your instructions right at the beginning. I think I understood them, but my breathing this morning is all over the place. I feel.
Okay.
I have interstitial lung disease. I don't know if that means anything to you, but
We all have something.
Yeah, so
yeah, we do. That's right. I'm explaining what I've got.
So what part did you, and rest there, guys, let's just lift up elbow. What part did you come into? Did you miss all the breathing exercises at the beginning?
I came in at the end of that, yeah. Yes.
Okay. So just the whole, do you mean throughout exercise today your breathing was all over the place, or just all morning of today?
Well, I was yesterday as well. But I've just got to persevere, I think.
Yeah, so a
I
couple
suppose I'm
different
asking,
things.
are these the right
Where are you?
exercises for me?
Go by, I'm gonna say, go by, open your shoes off.
Yeah, so anytime, so here's the thing, guys, and switch arms. The exercises we do are helping with your lung capacity, your body's ability to move oxygen around your body, your body's ability to use that oxygen. And these are all kind of different steps in the body. We're building up your strength, we're building up your mobility and your balance. All these things are beneficial to you in the long run. But there's going to be days, rest there, stretch out a leg. There's going to be days where you can be in either a little bit of a flare up, and the scale of your flare ups are all on a spectrum, right? Maybe you're just feeling you had a bad sleep, so you're a little bit more under the weather, so you feel like you're getting tired or breathless a little bit more. It might be harder to maintain your breathing pattern because there was, you dusted yesterday, or one of my clients last week, they were cutting weeds, and it was just a spruce full of environmental allergens, so she was really struggling to breathe for a couple days. Those kinds of things, that's where you got to go a little bit slower at exercise, because that's not the time where exercise is going to help fix it. That's where you got to look at some of your other things. The movement is still good, you just got to go a little bit slower. And any time where your breathing feels really off, the first thing you want to look at, switch legs, is really getting into your breathing pattern. Right? Aim for whatever your capacity is. Maybe it's a 3-second inhale, 4-second exhale. Maybe you can do a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But really just sitting still for a moment. And I get people all the time, yeah, I do my breathing pattern. I do it. And then they're kind of just rushing through it because they're so used to doing it that they're not really focused on it. So really, truly, if you're having a tough time catching your breath, the first thing to do before looking at other options is just sit still for 2 minutes and really concentrate on inhale and exhale, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. And then breathe in again, slow the breathing down, elongate it, and see how that affects it. That breathing pattern can often help people get out of heart arrhythmia. They're having an AFib moment. It can sometimes help bring them out of AFib, right? So the first thing to look at is just that breathing pattern, get into it. It's not quite helping. That's where you look at now you should all have an emergency plan at home, right? Or a home care plan on what to do. So, because there's different things you need to take if you're really, really phlegmy, mucusy, there's some sort of decongestant or something that helps loosen up that phlegm for you. There should be something to help with that. You probably all have something that helps with when you have bronchial inflammation. So it's that kind of more wheezy or bronchial spasms, right? So, and that's really a discussion to have with your family doctor and your respirologist.
Yes.
Or your respiratory therapist. You guys should
Yes.
all have a plan of what to do at home. If A happens, do this. If B happens, do that. Okay. But the first thing, I always encourage, just get into your breathing pattern first off, set a foundation, and then look at what else needs to be done. Okay.
Thank you.
Either drop a leg back or turn sideways in your seat, whatever is most comfortable for you.
Dear me.
Yeah, and I'm quite certain that BC Lung we have all my classes recorded, but they also always record all the webinars. And there's been some really helpful webinars on, using your inhalers, dealing with environmental allergens, all that kind of stuff, medications. So it's a really good resource to help give you an idea. And then I just do the exercise bit.
Jill, I
Yes,
belong
Mary.
I belong to Better Breathers, and with Kelly
Awesome.
McGill, she's the one that gives us been a big help to all of us.
I'm reading on.
And
Wonderful.
and she's the one that referred us to you.
Oh, that's so kind.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah. So I just wonder if somebody like that would help him.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. But I mean, talk to your family doctor, check out
Yeah.
the webinars. You can switch legs that are recorded on the website. Super, super helpful.
Do you have any webinars on how to get off the floor when you fall down? Maybe,
I'm
No,
not
see-
sure if they do have a webinar on
No.
that.
yeah, well, I fell down yesterday and I could not
Yikes.
get up. And
No.
that's a very
Scary.
scary situation. I happen to be lucky enough to have my cell phone with me. But would be good to have a webinar on that topic. I don't know if I'm the only one who would have trouble getting up, but
Yeah, because
At
again,
least
we
one.
talk about range of motion,
yeah,
right? The
One.
greater the range of motion, the harder, the more intense a movement is. Well,
Mm.
getting up off the floor, that's the deepest range of motion there is,
yeah,
Mhm.
right?
yeah,
So really what you really got to look at, keep doing the exercises and building that strength. As we get, we had a lot of new people, but we'll start moving into working on that range of motion.
yeah,
Best thing is to, get help, because you don't want to get part way up and have your body kind of give out, because that's a really deep range of motion.
Yeah.
And looking at what you can do preventatively to help prevent that from happening too. And sometimes it's just going to happen. So making sure you've got, buttons, those fall buttons are awesome, because then you don't
Yeah.
have to stress about, is my phone on me? And you don't always have your phone on you.
Yeah.
And getting over to some place like a chair or stairs, something to help you to get up and support yourself.
yeah. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I have an extra problem because I have artificial knees and hips, so I'm very reluctant to get on my knees. So that makes it even tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting up off the ground isn't going to wreck them.
No, I know, but it's
They tell you to be cautious because they don't want you repetitively getting on your knees and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But doing it occasionally isn't going to wreck it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know, but it's a mental thing. Makes
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. And mentally, you just got to remind yourself getting up off the ground is the most important thing.
Yes. Sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
thank you.
sure.
And don't
Yeah, of
panic.
course. Yeah, just stay calm, It happens. I had my 94-year-old client stuck in the bathtub for 2 hours.
Mhm.
Because she had a brain lapse and just drained the water, and without the water to support, couldn't get out. And
Oh,
she told
boy.
me, she went, it was cold and lonely, but I knew someone would be coming home soon, so I just had a nap. And it's a good example of just like, well, this
Yeah.
sucks, but
Yeah.
getting really stressed out isn't going to help me. And she just kind of went through certain things of what to do, and
Do your breathing and relax.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Good.
Yeah, tough stuff, and it can be scary. But like I said, we'll kind of work into starting to build up some of that ability to get up safely. A really good way to start is on your bed. If you get over onto your bed, or even just use, you can all see me in this table right here. Get down to your elbows. So I'm just leaning over the table on my elbows, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And then back down.
Yeah.
Then
That's
you
a
can
good one.
get right over where your knees are slightly bent and your belly and chest are on the table.
Yeah.
Okay, you start to scoot yourself back. Remember to take
Yeah.
that deep breath in, breathe out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
Practice getting up from safe positions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, if I could have got on my knees, I could have done what you're doing. I could have got my elbows on the bed, but I just didn't feel confident to do that. I'll have to do it
Yeah.
when I'll do it when somebody's around.
Yeah.
See what
Well,
happens.
and like I said, just practice like I did. Super, super safe. You're in control the
Yeah.
whole time, but it's starting to build up
Yeah.
the right movement pattern, build up the right muscles,
Yeah.
and have a conversation with your doctor. You know,
Yeah.
hey doc, I had a fall and I was worried about
Yeah.
putting pressure on my artificial knees,
Yeah. Yeah.
and see what they have to say.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can just give you a lot of peace of mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Of course. Well done today, everybody. Feel free to come with even more questions on Thursday.